The Nerd Academy podcast is released weekly at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, available on our website at www.thenerdacademypodcast.com and wherever you listen to podcasts. You can find the Nerd Academy podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. You can also help support the show by going to patreon.com/The Nerd Academy podcast, where every donation allows us to bring you more exciting content every week.
It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Devin.
Hey, buddy.
I didn't break my water bottle. We survived that.
That was perfect. That was great.
Thank you.
I'm not going to lie. I was kind of just like, where the hell did he go? Like, I thought he was going to do the thing. And then I was like, oh. Jeez. That's how much brain damage I have after seeing this movie.
Holy shit. Hi, guys. Welcome back to the Nerd Academy Movie Club podcast, the show where your favorite nerds sit down and talk about movies. And wow, we watched The Room. And
well, we watched like 80% of The Room.
we watched it beginning to end.
Yeah.
And the version that we watched censored the love scenes and instead put us in like a weird bubbly echo chamber.
It was the womb, but okay.
We were in Lisa's womb. And yeah, we're starting off So Bad It's Good month strong with the granddaddy of movies that are so
I don't know
bad
if you
they're
could have
good.
picked. I don't know if you could have picked a better one to start out with. It's kind of like the movie that's like, oh, okay.
The review's over. You said it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Believe it or not, I do have some numbers for the movie.
We have numbers.
Just to get them started. So the budget was around $6 million, apparently. Where it came from, I don't know. The movie's made just under $5 million.
That can't be. I mean, after that, for its first theatrical release, at this point, this movie's probably made like almost Star Wars money.
I'm sure it's
like
made
at this point.
All those cults just like, this is the best movie ever. But aside from that, the movie has a 3.7 out of 10 on IMDb. The movie has a 23% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 9% on Metacritic. So,
You know,
I can't.
if
stop
either of
looking up.
us ever get like Rotten Tomatoes certified,
That'd be sick.
the first thing I'm doing is giving The Room a 10.
You don't get to abuse your power like that.
I'm not abusing my power. I'm giving it an accurate review.
I'm like looking up the cast list, and like some of these people have actually been in other things.
Boy, I'm glad.
It doesn't look very good. Wait a minute. Did Tommy Wiseau make another movie called Room Full of Spoons? Oh no, that's a documentary. That's a documentary about The Room. Okay. God, I was so concerned. It's like, who gave this man access to
I was like, well, we're cutting Battlefield Earth or Cat in the Hat from this month. Because we're watching Room Full of Spoons. We're watching Room Full of Spoons immediately after I hit stop.
Oh, I can't do it, dude.
But yeah. So, okay. We need to center ourselves because we literally just finished the movie.
Correct.
You have seen The Disaster Artist.
True. Mm-hmm.
I have seen The Disaster Artist.
Yeah.
we have both seen Mr. Chris Stuckman's Hilariosity review of The Room. In fact, Devin is the one who got me into Stuckman. Fun fact.
Get Stuckmanized.
Devin Stuckmanized me. He did it. He did the thing. So, all of that said, I have seen so many reviews and so many people just talk about The Room that going into it, I felt like I had seen it. And for the most part, I've seen this entire movie. I think I can count on one hand the amount of scenes I have not witnessed within somebody's video talking about this acid trip of a feature-length film.
I think I'd probably say I'd seen like 30 to 40% of it, just like in clips throughout time.
Yeah.
But the new stuff was great. I mean,
but that said, release the YSO cut. Watching the movie, the fact that took a second made it even funnier.
Oh shit!
How do I put this? Seeing the movie like as a movie. I'm sorry, Joel. Change the fucking game. Like, I don't know where to start. Okay, we're going to play a fun game here. Okay. We're going to steal a bit from the Weekly Planet podcast. Phenomenal show. Devin?
Yeah, buddy.
I want you to tell me what you think the movie's about.
We got two leads. We got Tommy and Lisa. Tommy's in love with Lisa, just wants to take care of her, wants to marry her. Lisa, not as big of a fan of the idea, decides to go after Tommy's best friend, Mark. Mark doesn't try too hard to not.
Mark puts minimal effort into not fucking Tommy's fiance.
They play football. They try on tuxes. And then Lisa inevitably does not care enough at all about hiding her relationship with Mark. And Tommy sees it repeatedly and refuses to believe it. But for some reason, the tape recorders would actually like something tangible that he could be like,
Lisa. The tape recorder that I'm okay. So we're already going to talk about shit that doesn't make any sense. I'm interrupting you.
Go ahead.
I don't understand what the tape recorder was. Because he kind of implies he's like, I'm going to set this up and I'm going to hide it in the room. That's the movie. I'm going to hide it in the living room and I'm going to catch him talking, right?
For days.
Or a year.
Or weeks. Or like
an hour. I don't fucking know. Joel, when you watch this, I'm breaking the F-bomb rule. I'm aware. Find me. I'm sorry. There's a lot here. And I'm counting on you to cut me a break on this one. I love you. Kisses, smooches. I love you. Bye-bye. Thanks, Joel saved this show like 30 times tonight. That it was the universe trying to stop us from watching this. Because, like, you go in and obviously The Room is a bad movie.
Yeah.
But, like, this is the quintessential so bad that it's incredible.
It's obnoxiously entertaining. Like if you weren't laughing, or no, if I wasn't laughing at just like the movie, which was most of the movie, I was laughing at you laughing at the movie. And just like, how did this get made? I get it. I understand how and why it was made. But how?
Only because we saw another movie about how it got made.
Other movie just to help us
based
understand.
On a whole ass book.
They Lion King 1.5, The Room, and like
No, I want Lion King 1.5, but it's like one Lion King 1.5 for The Room, but all of it is from Denny's perspective.
What? The whole cast sucked, minus that one dude that was just like at the party and was given a lot.
No, I thought
of
you were
dialogue.
talking about Chris R.
Chris R had some inflection. I could watch Chris R. throw a couple monologues around, but like I didn't even know who to like look out for in the credits as far as like that one dude that was just like, Lisa, no, like enough. Like he just walks in, lays down some facts, and then like disappears again as they're just like, hey guys, let's go get some fresh air. Or hey guys, let's all do one.
Let's all go to one location.
It feels like
And then
a
abruptly enter
mockumentary.
and leave it. Okay, we're gonna save that. We're gonna save that.
All right.
I want to
All
go
right.
there eventually. But back to the
Okay.
goddamn tape recorder. Again, I don't know if this is a day, 2 days, a week, a month, 5 years. I don't know. Okay, this is like I don't understand how time passes. Maybe none passes at all. Maybe they're all in purgatory.
Hey, Mark shaved. Some time passed.
Yeah, some amount of time passes because Mark shaves and changes his hairstyle like thrice. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. However, he sets up this tape recorder. And I got the vibe. He was leaving it in the room where it happens to catch Lisa in the act. But then it turns out he was bugging the phone.
He
So
was like
in the
he was
time-
fiddling with the answering machine. Whenever
He was
set
fiddling
up,
with the answering machine?
yeah,
I thought,
he like
okay,
he
I
plugged
didn't notice
something
that.
into somewhere. But I still
thought
like
he
when
was-
he put it under the table. I was like, okay, tape recorder. No, FBI wiretaps.
See, I didn't notice the answering machine part. And I need to say also, and this is a me thing, halfway through the movie, I just needed to take my glasses off. I was crying. I was sobbing. I was laughing so hard. Like, that is not an overstatement. Join the $5 tier on the Patreon so you can listen to the audio commentary, which is just mostly me screaming, wheezing, and just audibly sobbing from laughing.
Oh shit, dude. Like between this one and just like the Man of Steel one was really good too. But like keep going.
Okay, I'm the idiot. I missed the phone. I missed him. I missed Johnny Tap the phones. I missed that bit. But you mean to tell me that in the day, month, week, year that has happened since he tapped the phone, that's the first time it's recorded, it's been used? That's the first phone call that he was able to. Devin, I know that like this movie is beyond critique.
Yeah.
Like, it transcends being able to be critiqued. It's like, I'm not going to make that comparison. I'm immediately going to walk back the statement I was about to make, because it's going to come out the wrong way. But I'll tell you after the fact. I don't like what I was about to say, and
Okay.
I don't want to have to explain it. This movie, like, it's just fundamentally broken, right? It's like somebody went, hey, I want to make a cheesecake. And they got the ingredients. They had the breadcrumbs. They had the milk. They had the eggs. They had like the strawberry sauce and shit. And while they're mixing it up, they said, "Hey, I have an idea." So they reach in the cabinet and they get out vinegar and WD-40. And for some reason, just whole bottle of both, right? Whole bottle of both. And then when you hand them the cheesecake and it's visibly not okay, I've been laughing so much, I'm salivating and just spat on myself. You hand them the cake and they go, "Why does the cheesecake look like it has a tumor?" And then you go, "I made the cheesecake and I added my own personal touch." And they go, "What was the personal touch?" And you go, "WD-40 and vinegar." And they go, "What?" And at that point, like, that's just a part of the cheesecake, right?
Yeah.
That's just a part of the cheesecake. The vinegar and WD-40 are inextricably linked to the cheesecake from now on, right?
You can't even grade the cheesecake anymore.
You cannot adequately discuss this cheesecake you were handed the same way you discuss any other cheesecake. Why? Because it has WD-40 and vinegar baked into it. It is for that reason, it is beyond reproach. When you're handed the vinegar and WD-40 cheesecake, you cannot look at it, take a forkful and go, "There's a little bit too much strawberry sauce." You can't. You can't grade what you're consuming on that level at that point. Because it's past the point of strawberry sauce and breadcrumbs and whipped cream. It has vinegar and WD-40 at its core.
It's transcended cheesecake.
It's transcended cheesecake. The Room transcends cinema. I can't talk about this movie the way the way we can talk about any other movie we've covered. Like, this is the second month in this podcast that we've deliberately dedicated to dog shit movies.
Yeah.
Going in knowing that they're going to be bad. Like, or at least bad to the point of like their badness is part of the discussion. And I'm referring to Will Smith flops month. I'm not talking about Zack Snyder month. Different bag of cats.
Yep.
Different bag of cats. But like, we went into Will Smith flops month. Like, we know Gemini Man was reviewed poorly, and we know that Wild Wild West was reviewed poorly, and neither of them made that much money. And with Wild Wild West, I went into that movie knowing how many times I've seen that goddamn movie. And went in with the giddy of seeing you watch it.
Yeah.
But like, Wild Wild West is not a film icon like The Room is.
Yeah.
Like, if
everything else we've watched has had enough redeemable qualities inside of it to make it gradable in general as a movie. The Room, however, I don't think there was a single thing done right except turning the camera on. So where do we go from there?
But they did it so wrong that you can take the cheesecake and oil and clean your hinges. So it's still a useful product. So it's still a useful product. But you can't eat it like a cheesecake. And you can't watch The Room the way you watch another movie.
I don't know if it's as rewatchable as like I want it to be. Like, I want to show people this movie. But I also...
Here's what I will say. I bet this movie is rewatchable as shit with somebody who's seen it already or a bunch of people who haven't. Like, once everybody's back in town, we're all watching The fucking Room.
I'm down.
I'm making all of them. I'm strapping them the chairs. I'm making sure Mike is liquored up. I'm making sure Mike is in the bag by the time I press play.
All right. As long as your mom makes another giant ass pepperoni roll, we'll be fine. But
Lisa can't hurt you as long as you have pepperoni rolls. Speaking of this psychotic succubus, we said this a lot in the audio commentary, and we're going to say it here, especially before we say anything horrible about Lisa. The Room is also kind of incel propaganda a little bit. Like,
yeah,
every character with a uterus either isn't appalled by what Lisa's doing.
yeah.
And if they are, they immediately laugh it off. Or they talk to Lisa about why pragmatically it's a bad idea and not ethically messed up.
The women in this movie are dumb, evil, and they clean.
And they fuck.
And they fuck. Sorry, thank you.
And they're manipulative. Like, incredibly manipulative. Like,
that is
almost every woman in this movie at one point goes, Lisa, he's wealthy. Just be with him because you don't have to. And it's like
written by Tommy Wiseau.
And like Tommy Wiseau hates women. We figured that out very quickly. How do I put this? It feels like Tommy Wiseau has never been a part of a real world version of anything he features in this movie. I don't know if Tommy Wiseau has ever had sex. Judging by and granted, we didn't see it in this version because, like we said, we went into the bubbles. But as somebody who has seen clips of those scenes and other people commenting on this movie, he has belly button intercourse. It looks really strange. I don't know if he's ever hung out with somebody. The way that, like, it's basically a rephrasing of the question, hey, how's it going? What's up? Is kind of just the premise of every conversation. People walk into rooms to immediately leave them. Has Tommy ever been to a birthday party? I don't know. Why? Because he goes, surprise, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you. Like, I don't know. Maybe my family's like really weirdly traditional where we only sing the song when the cake is on fire, right?
Yes.
But like, I have never seen depicted anywhere else. They open the door and they start singing happy birthday and there's no cake. Like, am I crazy? Crazy? Or did that feel weird? The
movie felt weird.
And it's
because you're right. It's the simple social interactions. It feels so foreign.
It feels like aliens wrote this movie.
Yes. This feels like a human nature mockumentary that aliens are just like, this is gold. Like, this is great. This is peak cinema.
Like, okay, I'm like trying really hard. Like, also, like, again, with how Tommy Wiseau's weird with women. Did you notice how like helpless every guy was with Lisa?
Yep.
Like every guy, every guy in this movie in some way feels like they've been taken advantage of by a woman. Like, their friends who were just boinking in Johnny's living room for some reason. When they get walked in on, the guy gets screwed over because he forgets his underpants. Tommy, obviously, at least is having an affair with his best friend. Mark is like somehow innocent in the whole situation. Like, he's even framed as like snapping out of a haze whenever they find, spoiler alert and content warning, self-harm and suicide. It's like he's broken out of a spell when they find Johnny's body.
Yeah.
It's like it took Johnny killing himself.
Very quick.
So like, snap Mark out of it.
And he was so like Tommy's my friend. Like, I can't do this. Next thing I know, they're making out. And then it was every single time Lisa and Mark were on camera, it was let's fuck. Or, well, the rebuttal was, I can't, he's my best friend. And then they would do it anyways. And like, we had 2 fight scenes that were both pretty like.
They weren't fight scenes. They were pushing. It was just aggressive pushing. That's
Okay.
another thing. I don't understand how physics works here. Okay, like we're going with the minutia. The amount of times somebody like stumbled,
A lot of injuries in the movie.
and they like were like needed helped up and
We got 2
carried
football
away.
injuries. We got party scene injuries. We got death. We got sex. Now I feel broken.
But it's the way that, like, again, the underpants guy gets knocked into a trash can. He's like, oh, and like Mark has to like throw his arm over his shoulder and like carry him away. And it's like this movie's blocked like a bad high school play. You know what I mean? Like in the way that it's
the
like
psychiatrist and he or whatever he is, he would get up, stand on against the ledge, take 2 sips of water, walk around the back of the chair, sit back down, do the whole thing again. Why?
it's so bizarre. Every decision, and again, I don't want to harp on these actors, whatever. But like, I want to know, what was your decision, and what did Tommy tell you to do?
That's like the only consistent thing throughout this entire movie is that it feels like Tommy directed it. Every word spoken, every step taken, like Tommy was like, no, I want you to do it this way. Because if that's what happened, then I can be on board. Because if that didn't happen, then everything is consistently horrible for no good reason. I need to believe that Tommy was an absolute control freak, which through the Disaster Artist, it sort of looked like he was. Like little too involved, to say the least. But I'm hoping it was like, it's gonna sound horrible, but I was hoping he's like a dictator on that set. It was like, do this, and then that.
Because it's the only thing that explains some of these decisions. Because like,
Yeah.
everybody is so consistently strange and alien feeling. Everybody, like, it's the same type of weirdness.
Yes.
Like, Tommy has a little extra sauce on him, and part of it is his accent and his dialect, and like, yeah, and I'm not going to say that just like, oh, like, ha ha ha, he has a funny European accent, whatever. Like, that isn't what makes what he says and does inherently funny.
No.
It's the fact that like the way he speaks, like the way everybody speaks, sounds so alien.
Yeah.
But he also sounds like he's talking in his sleep.
Yeah.
His line delivery, like it's, oh, why are you doing this to me, Lisa? Like it's, you're like, this isn't what people sound like, right?
Yeah.
And then you put the accent on top of it. That like,
I think he's like a confused narcissist. Confused in like a very simple way. Maybe just misled throughout life. Probably the trauma that his real life Lisa caused to him. But I mean, goddamn, man, you had $6 million to make that. I don't know if that's like an accurate number. It's just Google, of course. But I mean, no one was going to tell him otherwise.
I mean, I also really love the fact that the official log line for the movie is, "Can you really trust anyone?"
No. Dude, even the little kid had it out for Lisa. Lisa.
Okay, when I say this, I mean no offense. everything. And like, there's a specific one that I keep thinking of because we went to high school together. Tommy Wiseau / Johnny feels like that weird kid.
Yes.
Like, is performing the idea of what they think these situations are like,
Yes.
but badly. Like, is
It's
like, I'm going to act like how I've seen a birthday party happen, or I'm going to act the way I've seen grown men throw a football together and talk while they do it. But the way they do it is so not how people actually do those things. Do you understand what I'm saying?
It's a misinformed misconception.
On top of a profound amount of like arrogance,
Yeah.
right?
That's dangerous. That's that WD-40 and vinegar you got going on there. That's like,
That's how you get this movie, man. It's so, but anyway, okay. You made a comparison that I was angry you made in the review or on the commentary, because I wanted to say it here. So I'm going to let you say it here because you beat me to it in the audio commentary.
it just, especially during the party scene and everyone's doing the same weird shit, the same delivery. It felt like an episode of WandaVision. It felt like there was this weird aura like around everyone there, and they all of a sudden didn't know how to person anymore. They were just like puppets or what, just like, I don't even know what the word is. Like,
It felt like, and I made this joke several times, where I'm like, I think Lisa has like some type of mind control power.
yes.
I think that she's able to like telepathically control everyone in the room.
Oh my God,
Man.
Tommy died, so she made the hex and like tried to fix everything in this other reality, even though that's not exactly what WandaVision is. Spoilers-ish, not really, but sorry.
No, I mean,
it's another reality.
I mean,
Yes,
or just
Lisa has mind control. Lisa is like the Wanda in this.
did Lisa kill Johnny? Good night, Johnny. Was that like a long game? Did she like create a situation where like she made him do it himself? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the part of the review where we make this way deeper than it actually is.
I don't want it.
I don't wanna. No, nothing. But no, it's like this movie's exhausting because like it's so taxing because it takes you. Like it brings you, like it is an emotional roller coaster, you know, as it brings you all the way up here because you're just howling. Like I said, my eyes are still like I still have like I just got done crying face from being in physical pain. But it also gets so frustratingly bad, like in that weird lazy way.
Yeah.
For example, we get the same establishing shot of the Golden Gate Bridge at least 7 times.
Yeah, I was gonna say 6, but 7.
Now there are multiple. There's an entire scene towards the end of the movie where it's literally just like shit's going on inside, and it'll just cut to the city, kind of making you feel like they changed locations for a while. Like it'll be like maybe like 2 minutes of screen time in the apartment, and then we'll just cut to the city for like maybe a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and then come back to the party and then go back to the city. But part of that and part of just the whole movie is this like wide shot of the Golden Gate Bridge. And I noticed this at the very beginning of the movie. That is not video footage. It's a photo. It is a still picture. It's a still picture because the second I saw that bridge, the moment I laid eyes on it, I don't know. Maybe this is covered in somebody's review of The Room, and like my brain like retained this without remembering where I heard it. But like my brain immediately went, I need to look directly in the water because something is going to be standing very still, and because it's in the water, I'll be able to notice. And sure as shit, there's a speedboat that's kicking up water and it's just static.
It's just
sitting right there. It's not going anywhere. So like multiple times it will cut to this same shot of the Golden Gate Bridge where it'll like just be like a wide shot, or it'll like slowly zoom out, or it'll slowly
like a
zoom
weird
in,
zoom in pan situation. Just
or it'll just pan to the right, and then literally minutes later when they do the weird city shit, it'll pan to the left. It's like that. At that point, you're just screaming at the TV. It's like, how did you let this get sent to theaters?
where did the budget go?
And then you get shit like, oh, it's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark. And it's gold. Like, okay. The shit in the flower shop, right?
Ugh.
Like that was some of the worst audio editing I've ever heard. But it's just oh, who is it? Oh, hi, Johnny, my favorite customer. Oh, hello, 12 dozen roses, please. Hi, doggy, I like your flowers. You're my favorite customer. Bye-bye. Like it's just boom, 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 line, cut. And it just moves at this breakneck pace. And they linger on those roses for so long for it to be a different fucking bouquet when he gets to the apartment. Like, because she hands him the flowers. I'm like, they're not going to be the same flowers. I'm like, I know it in my bones.
They weren't.
I don't know. Maybe the camera's too far away. Maybe the bouquet's bigger than it looks in the scene where he's giving it. Maybe they do have the little white things in there. I don't know.
I thought the same thing, though. I definitely did not think that was like the same bouquet.
It couldn't have been. It could, because it was like a little thing of 12 dozen roses, and then he shows up with this giant bouquet with all the little flowers mixed in there. It's just so proficiently bad.
Continuity does not exist.
Okay, so we talked about Lisa is like has superpowers.
Yeah.
I think this is somebody's like eternal punishment. I think somebody is living this shit over and over and over again, and that's why it's so weird, because we're maybe on like maybe the 1,000th cycle.
Where nothing just makes sense.
Like Lisa is damned to relive these moments, to like be eternally bored of Johnny. Where she'll fuck around, get angry that everybody is upset and confused with her. Johnny will kill himself. She'll feel this immense sorrow and then reset. And every time she's getting more and more tired and frustrated with Johnny. That's what I think is happening. That is the undeserved deepness that I'm going to assign.
It's weird that Lisa seems like the craziest person in the movie. Her and Mark. Like, and Danny, I don't know how you say it.
The little kid? Not the little kid. The 18-year-old man, Denny, like the restaurant.
Thank you. I just, like, for some reason, Johnny was not the weirdest. At times, for sure. But, like, their other line deliveries were just as bad. Like, just as horrible. And like the character development, just as horrible. I don't like, you could pick any member of the cast, and say that they're the ones that wrote, directed everything this movie, and it would still like work. like
you could feed somebody a line of bullshit that went, this specific character, this specific actor wrote, produced, directed, shot, catered everything the movie. And because this one person has their prints all over it, it is so weirdly consistently bad throughout.
Except for Chris R. Chris R killed it.
Yeah, Chris R. Oscar-worthy performance. Like, oh my God. And like the scene, oh my God. I don't understand. Like, all right, this is where I'm stuck.
Okay.
Because the log line of this movie is, can you really even trust anyone? Maybe what I'm about to say is intentional. Because at this point, I don't know. I don't know. The scene where Denny almost gets murdered by Chris R. because he owes him an unspecified amount of money for an unspecified amount of an unspecified drug. Like, we don't know if he's doing crystal meth or popping Advil. We don't fucking know. But you can't tell who you're supposed to sympathize with. Whether it's, oh no, shit, what's his mom's name? What's her mom's name? What's Lisa's mom's name?
Claudette.
Claudette, thank you. You can't tell if you're supposed to sympathize with Claudette, who's like trying to speak rationally about the situation, but is also just kind of being like generally like really aggressive with Denny, who almost just got shot.
Mm-hmm.
So like tough love, yes. Can we let him come down a little bit? Or Denny, who's freaking out, but is also like doing really reckless stuff that's going to get himself hurt. But then he also just gets really vicious with Claudette. He's just like, you're not my mom, you bitch. And it's like, what the hell are you supposed to do? And then in the middle of it is Lisa, who just goes from zero to hysterical.
That's what Tommy wanted. It's tough not being able to rationale anything. Because like people had to have tried on the set. They did. Didn't matter. It's Tommy's movie. He had a vision.
He had something.
From what I understand, he is a fan of the movie. Or was like excited about it. I don't know what he feels about it today, but
I also feel weird about Tommy Wiseau in a very specific way, in that I am to this day not sure if he's aware of the fact that he's I don't know if he's in on the joke. Like, that's just the one thing that's always like really weirded me out. Is I don't know if he gets it. I don't know if he's in on the joke. Because like when The Disaster Artist came out and it was nominated for like awards and shit, James Franco carted him out during award shows. And he stood there looking disheveled, going, I am Tommy Wiseau. Oh, hi, Mark. I did The Room and The Disaster Artist. And like everybody laughed their asses off. Is he aware? Is he playing a character? Is Tommy is Tommy Wiseau always playing a character? And then Tommy Wiseau is playing Tommy Wiseau, playing Johnny. Devin, help.
I don't want to say anything because like
I'm spiraling right now.
If he's not in on the joke, if this is not some characterception, whatever, then I almost don't even want to talk about the movie anymore. Because I feel like the only other rationale for this sort of behavior is not being all together.
Yeah, and that like
which isn't out of the question. Not to be rude, but
there are signs there that may be the case, and you don't want to be rude or crass or anything like that.
Yeah,
but also like, how can it be this long, too? Right. And like the way he's framed in The Disaster Artist, it's like he's awkward and weird as fuck. He's awkward and weird as fuck, but completely in control of the situation. Right. Tommy Wiseau is a real life Kaiser Soze. Like that's the that's the only place I can arrive at. Is that he's actually Kaiser Soze?
I just want to know where he got the money.
I
all
don't
I wanna
want to
know.
know. I don't want to know
I
because I feel like there's a pile of bodies.
This guy's not real.
I
It's just
don't
not.
think he is. No, he's a goblin from another universe. Like, I want to.
I feel like he's winning though.
He's not winning. He won.
Yeah, he did it.
He did it.
Whatever.
It's 2021. This movie came out in 2003. Tell me another movie that came out in 2003 that gets talked about this much.
Maybe a Star Wars, but like
No, 2002.
okay.
Okay, let's hear what we're gonna do. Because we used to do this as well, like movies that came out around the same time, and we just kind of stopped doing that. Movies that came out in 2003. All right. We have Cradle to the Grave. When's the last time you talked about Cradle to the Grave?
I don't know if I ever have.
We have the Ben Affleck Daredevil.
Choose not to talk about it.
Hulk.
Same.
13. Do you remember 13? I don't remember 13.
I couldn't tell you anything about it.
Identity. The one Peter Pan movie. Big Fish. We got Big Fish.
Is this like
Actual
top of the
movie.
box office?
I'm just going in order of what it's showing me. Okay, here's a really important one. We got Looney Tunes back in action. That's important.
Yeah.
Not so much this next one, Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. We got A Man Apart. We got that like weird cartoon Miss Spider's Sunny Patch Friends, but that's a TV show. The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, Just Married, Pirates of the Caribbean. Like, there's a lot of movies that came out in 2003. We got
Sure.
Master and Commander, Last Samurai, Special Agent Cody Banks, Bruce Almighty, with the exception of something, The Italian Job, that was the remake. With the exception of stuff like Lord of the Rings, none of these here are as dominant as The Room. Oh, you know what else came out in 2003, Devin?
A Will Smith movie.
Cat in the Motherfucking Hat.
Thank God.
The year of our Lord 2003, representing April TNAP Movie Club. I want to see something here real quick.
Go for it. Guys, if you have not seen The Room, which I don't know why you'd be here if you haven't, but like find a way to stream it.
I was going to say Battlefield Earth came out in 2000. I was going to say if they all came out in 2003.
Just crack some kind of code.
Yeah. Hey, for what it's worth, everybody, Battlefield Earth has a worse score on everything than The Room. Would you say 23% for
on
Room?
Rotten Tomatoes and 3.7 on IMDb?
Yeah, we're looking at a 3% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow. That means we can't even laugh at how bad it is. I'm sure you still will. But like,
oh, I know that we can.
All right.
But yeah, guys, Devin, final thoughts on The Room.
It's just incredible that it exists.
It's high art. It is high art.
It is interesting art. It is very subjective. It is very niche. Feels very personal. It's hysterical. Oh my God. I was laughing so freaking hard during the commentary. But like,
This is one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
yeah. And it was an hour and I don't know, 40 some minutes long, something like that, late 30s. I want to watch the scenes that I didn't get to see, just so like, not just like for the sex stuff, but just be like, what is happening? But
a detail that I think we missed in the sex scenes, and I might be wrong. Somebody in the comments tell me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure Denny watches them have sex at least once.
really, I hate that.
I'm going back and I'm clipping that.
I hate that.
That's going to become a reaction video I just put on Twitter.
Put me back in the womb already, man. Dude, final thoughts on The Room. How?
And a letter grade. You have to give it a letter. You have to try to give it a letter grade.
All right. Final thoughts. How? Why? Awesome. Hilarious? Question mark. That feels right. And for a letter grade, give it like a D+. It's very watchable. I can't be proud of it. I mean, I can be proud that it exists and has endured so much. And it's awesome how much attention.
No, praise. It's a cultural touchstone.
All right, praise feels right.
Tommy Wiseau fell all the way up the stairs.
It doesn't feel real. I don't know. I feel like I'm saying things that are so like redundant.
WD-40 cheesecake, man. This is real as a WD-40 vinegar cheesecake.
I feel like it's in its own category. You can't grade it with like other movies. So for like
you can't, but because we have a system, I'm making you do it.
For The Room being The Room, I'm gonna give it an A. But for general movie-going experiences, I'm gonna give it a D+. You can laugh so hard. Just give in. And like,
I love how it's so bad its goodness transcends. It's like I can't rank this like a normal movie.
It can't.
But it still didn't get an F because of how funny it is.
Yeah. That's how you know you've done something. Whatever. Jared.
Yes.
Final thoughts. Letter action.
This is art. It's art in that same way where like you could walk into an art exhibit and the first thing you see is like this person painted a picture of Winston Churchill with a penis for a nose and they painted it with human shit. Right?
Yeah.
And like you just have to take in all of that at once. That you have to go, okay, this is a stick figure that you're telling me is Churchill. And it has a dick for a nose. And this is also human shit.
It's also art.
But it's also art because art is subjective and art can be fucking weird. Like real weird. Mr. Wiseau, if you ever get around to watching this, you made something special.
We appreciate you.
We appreciate you. I hope you're doing okay.
We wish you well.
I hope we kind of work through the whole Lisa thing. Hope you're okay. I hope we're not weird about women anymore because that was just kind of a hump to get over. But Tom, can I call you Tom? I'm proud of you. Thank you for making this, sir. I give The Room an A+. I feel like this is what hard drugs is like. Like it has to be close, right?
Yeah.
Like like I don't think I need to ever try a psychedelic now, you know?
It's pretty spot on.
Like this was a state altering substance watching this.
I still don't
Devin,
feel like I'm processing. Like,
no, I'm going to be for a little bit. Devin, where can the lovely people find you, my friend?
guys, you can follow me at Devin J. Armel on Instagram and Devin Armel1 on Twitter. Jarod, where can the lovely people find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at DarkJedi2552, and you can find the Nerd Academy podcast on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and on our website, www.thenerdacademypodcast.com, where if you're feeling generous, you can donate to our Patreon page. Speaking of our patrons, thank you to our $10 alumnus, motherfucker. Thank you for our $10 alumnus, Case and Brion, the Waffle Wizard, Delta 9, and Zach Canals. You guys help us make the content that we love to produce. So funny thing, right before I went to like plug the camera in or like put the battery in it, the battery, the charger was upside down. And when I turned it over, I realized that the battery had come dislodged and probably did not charge at all.
Acacia would be so pissed. It's another day.
One day. Check out the $5 tier where you get access to the audio commentaries that we do for this show, Heroic History 101 and the Knights of the Nerd Republic Versus series. Check out the student store link on our website to go check out all of the lovely Nerd Academy merch and goodies. With that, thank you all. Oh, yeah. Like, comment, and subscribe. Do the things. Thank you all so very much for listening. Bye-bye.
See you.
And cut.